Accessibility as a whole, especially when it comes to video games, tends not to get a whole lot of attention or coverage. And as somebody who bought Test Drive Unlimited specifically for the purpose of being able to drive without being able to see very well, I want to talk a little bit about TDU Solar Crown and accessibility for those of us with disabilities. There's some things this game does fantastically well, and there's some things that could certainly use some work. So, using my trusty Volkswagen Beetle, we're going to go for a drive today and talk accessibility here in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Now, before we even get into the car and start driving, one thing I want to talk about is the menus, which I would love to see some sort of a speech feature that read out what the tabs are and what's going on. For instance, I'm aware that if I hit right bumper once and then hit right arrow once, I can get to this area where I can do my car setups, and so I tend to run the relaxed if I'm just cruising. But a speaking feature of some sort would be fantastic. Next, the map. Actually, one thing I really like about the map is when you zoom out, way out, the little crosshair here, which is pretty visible. I would love to see you be able to adjust the color and the opacity of it so that I can see a little bit better. But one thing I actually really appreciate is that let's say I changed my mind and I didn't want to go up here to the Sharps headquarters, it kind of magnets on and beep selects things like this here gas station on its own, which I appreciate because sometimes if I'm zoomed in, so it will lose the ability to magnet, which is a little frustrating. But let's say I can see the gas. Oh no, it does still kind of pull it in. But it can be frustrating to try to line up something really specific. And so usually what I do is if I know roughly where I'm going to go, so for example, the streets headquarters I know is down here, I believe in the eastern part of the map, there it is. And so because I know roughly where it is, I can now zoom in and read these labels. So here's one for a road, a specific road, the workshops, the dealerships, those sorts of things. I would love to see the text size and font and that sort of stuff be able to be customizable as well. But that is not a bad start for this game. The GPS routes also light up with quite a bit of contrast in the green, which I appreciate. It would be good again to see opacity and color, customizability for that. Same with the map, like maybe the places I want that I've already discovered, maybe I would rather them be red for my vision, and the places I haven't discovered, make them white so I can really see where I have yet to go. So visually, there are some suggestions there. Now, what I really like is when you're in the car driving, let's start up this little, I kind of have a race spec Beetle going. There she is. And the racing line is awesome. It's very big, and to some people it might be too big, but for me, I am a big fan. And I apologize, the graphics are being a little weird to where in the daytime it kind of looks a little overblown to be in the cockpit view, so I'll probably drive like this because it seems to solve that problem a bit. But we're going to just cruise on over to the streets, or the Sharps headquarters. That's the clan that I'm in. Just to have a way to talk. But first thing we're going to talk about is the GPS, which I actually appreciate, giving you some heads ups as you're driving. And I wish you could customize the frequency of that a little more, but such that it is, let's get out of the hotel and get on the road here in Hong Kong.
In 200 meters, turn right.
So 200 meters, we're going to take a right, you bet. And I can even turn on my turn signal if I'm so inclined as I hit some traffic, which I tend to do often. There is a reason I don't have a driver's license as a visually impaired person, and you are going to see a lot of that today, so don't expect any great driving out of me. But what I really like with a game like Test Drive Unlimited here is the ability for me as someone who can't drive in real life to be behind the wheel of a fun little car like a Beetle. It's not the car everyone else is going to choose. It's not fast. It's not as fun as some of the supercars. But when I like to cruise and just go around, this is just about perfect. So I like it quite a bit. And, well, when you couple that with the good GPS, it definitely helps me be able to get around. Take a left. Oops, a little late on the signaling.
In 200 meters, turn right.
Alright. We'll be able to get rolling here in just a little bit. We're going to start speeding up because I think we might be getting on the highway here. I can't quite tell visually, but if we're not yet, we will be.
Continue straight ahead.
As we move from the central city up towards the kind of northwestern part of the map, and I'm seeing more straight areas here, so here we go. But I like this game. I like that as someone who doesn't like the chaos of GTA in terms of there being too many weapons and crazy people, and I just get killed all the time. It gets really frustrating. I've had a few people try to antagonize me into instant challenges in this game, but seeing that they would beat me anyway, I've run away because I'm not a fan. If you want to do it in good fun, maybe some point when I get a car I'm really comfortable with, I'll do some races with you. Here we go into the convention center. Here goes a tunnel. Oh yeah. Gotta love that. I love the sound in this game as well. The cars sound fantastic. Even better in my headphones, which I haven't tested out before now. So I'm using my headset with the mic and hearing the game through headphones for the first time, which is awesome. And speaking of sound, there's something else I want to talk about that I don't know if we're going to get to experience firsthand or not, and that's the wrecks. They are so well done, for me specifically, because they are by audio, and so they beep with a steady tone that starts at a low pitch and is off in a direction, say to our left, and as you get closer to the wrecks, the beeping increases until you kind of locate them. It's like a sonar kind of thing. So I really dig that. I've found quite a few that way. We're going to start slowing her down here. I'm going to downshift 1. I don't know nothing about cars and how to shift properly and that sort of thing. It said turn right. Okay, well, guess we're just going to go straight then. Into the big tunnel. Under the bridges. Okay. Not the tunnel yet, but we'll put the foot down here. Why not?
In 1 kilometer, turn left.
Here we go. But yeah, just being able to cruise like this is a blast. I see why sighted people like to go for a drive just for fun. Try not to hit this taxi ahead of me here.
In 400 meters, turn left.
My vision does not function well enough for me to react very quickly to things. So one other suggestion I would make is at the slow down area where the line will turn yellow, make that a little wider or dynamic or adjustable so that I could have it turn yellow a little before I need to in order to slow down in time, because usually I don't. And then see, case in point. I think we were supposed to go this way, but I'm not 100% confident in that assessment. And this kind of thing happens to me all the time. We're gonna alright. Turn ourselves around. There we go.
Turn left.
And okay. Can do that. Alright, now we're back on track. Here we roll. But like I said, if you're expecting good driving or even competent driving from me, you are sadly mistaken. But this is a fun game, and the accessibility of the wrecks is definitely good. I would love to see that applied to other collectibles as I take out some lawn furniture, some description. And here we go. We're going to start getting...
In 400 meters, turn left.
Now what I like to do here, when we start getting into some of these neat places in the map, is sometimes switching to this exterior view because the sound is really good.
Turn right. In 400
It's kind of fun.
meters, turn left.
My race spec Beetle here, why not?
200 meters, turn left.
And that's the appeal of a game like this. I can't drive any car. So even the mundane cars that people turn their nose up at in a game like this, to me, are incredibly engaging. Just trying to make sure I get around this in one piece. See, what's hard in the daytime is the contrast. Really, you start to lose me quite a bit. Turn left. See, I can't even see the arrows now, and they might have just disappeared on me, which they do from time to time. We're just gonna keep going this way and hope it will reroute me at some point, which it should, like all good GPSs. Or maybe not, and we'll take this block here. Hope this will help us out. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just completely going off the rails here. Oh! And I'm destroying stuff. Alright, we'll turn around. What are we supposed to do here? Here, let's just do this. Oh! There we go. We'll just have it put us back on the route. Now we'll go right. Alright, into the city, and that's so much fun driving in the city too. You know, a lot of games will give you a little bit of a city, or, you know, like GTA's got some, but not much, and it's fun to cruise around the city and hear the music and everything that other cars got going and all that. Some places you can hear like random piano coming out of, which is fun. Oops. A little late on that. What is this, the workshop? So I messed up? Alright. I told you this was going to be rough. Hold on to your hats. Blind guy driving. I should get a livery made for some of these cars that encapsulates me not being able to see nothing. But yeah, I love the music in here. We're not going to hang out in here for too long because I don't want to get copyrighted or nothing like that. So we'll set a another destination, and let's see here. Why don't we go? Where's the other tunnel? Because there's a big tunnel that runs like right to left up here somewhere, and I think it's, I want to say it's in this area here, maybe. I know there's one big one. There's a big north-south tunnel, and I know I've been through that a fair few times. And I want to say that's, oh, let's see. Can you tell I'm blind yet? Now we'll just, how about we just do this? We'll just head, I want to say it might be this right here. I'm not sure though. We'll find out. We'll just do some exploring. How about that? Join me for some more chaos as we continue to check things out here in TDU. If you want to see anything specific on this game, or if you want to hear me rambling and chit-chatting a little bit, I'm happy to do that. If you have any further questions about accessibility in Test Drive, or any other game that I play for that matter, I wanted to make this part of the How Accessible Is series because a lot of times we, you know, at least for me, I think about places, I think about experiences, and one of my hobbies is video games, and there's not always room in the video game space. People use accessibility as a means to kind of cheat a little, or, you know, get an advantage with something like listen mode in The Last of Us, or trying to think of other examples, like QTE things, so that they don't have to, you know, worry about it, which is fine. But in terms of real accessibility for people with disabilities, I think about Super Mega Baseball 4. I've played on this channel, tried to implement a talking feature, which in concept was amazing, but unfortunately the game got shut down before they could do anything with it, and so it didn't really do anybody a lot of good, and it was frustrating to not have that implemented very well. But not much you can do about it, I guess, other than bring attention to it, and that's kind of the aim of a video like this and a series like this. So if that helps paint you a better picture. Whoa, what am I doing? She said turn left. I turned left directly into a wall. See, that's the other problem. You say turn left, I'm turning left. If I'm walking and someone says, hey, turn right, there's a manhole, I'm going to turn right immediately. So when she tells me to turn left, I turn left. And sometimes turn left really just means go straight, which sounds like some Doc Hudson advice from Cars or something. What are you going to do? Keep driving, that's what we're going to do.
800 meters.
Here we go, speed trap. Don't know how I did, but I know that sound. You do. You can read and stuff like that, which is probably arguably fairly useful.
Turn left.
We're hitting our top speed in our race spec Beetle.
100 meters. Turn left. Turn left.
Oh boy. Well, we hit him, but not hard. Gotta give me some credit there. Go to our third person for a moment. Sometime I want to make a video that more properly encapsulates the way my vision works when I play video games, because I feel like people don't understand how non-functional some of my vision can be, especially, you know, when I'm playing multiplayer games like this. Hop in.
Take the second exit.
Alright.
Turn left.
Yes, ma'am. This time I can see the line to know it's not an immediate turn, but pretty close too.
Kilometer. Turn right.
Alright. Put the beans down here. Or whatever. I see I don't drive. I don't know what do you say?
In 800 meters. Turn right.
800 meters, huh? Ooh, the tunnel sounds are so good,
400 meters. Turn
especially in
right.
headphones.
In 200 meters. Turn right.
Alright, we're gonna be making a right. See, I abandoned my turn signal after about the third turn on this drive. My bad.
Continue straight ahead.
See, she said turn right, and then look at what I didn't do. Back under the convention center, which I thought was the hotel for about an hour when I first got the game, and I'm sitting here because it looked like a big building. I was like, maybe that's the, you know, the thing we need to find.
Turn left.
Oh, and that taxi's gone. Actually, it's a Beetle, so I feel like the Beetle's probably gone.
In 800 meters. Turn left.
So we got a half a mile before we need to make a turn. Fine by me. We'll keep cruising. This game's fun though. I know there's been some issues. I've had plenty of disconnects, and I bought the gold edition of the game, and you know, we've certainly had quite a few problems. But again, as a blind guy, I appreciate the ability to cruise around and have my own fun. Oh,
Continue straight ahead.
we're gonna punch it right here. But I appreciate the ability to just drive around, and this is about what this game's about for me. I had never got to play the original test drives, and when I heard about this coming out, I was very wary of the whole always online component. I'm not a fan of that stuff at all. But because the primary reason that I would play games like GTA was just to drive around and have fun, this represented that experience in a way that would allow me to not have to, whoa, thread the needle, not allow, or not to force me to be in contact with really rough multiplayer elements. And as someone who kind of gets flack from people on occasion,
Turn right.
see, now we're up a creek because I don't have my racing line. I'm going to hit something. We're going to pull ourselves over here. See if I can nicely, almost without hitting a guardrail, not quite though. I have to give myself a destination, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go, we'll kind of make a trip out of it, alright? So I'm gonna go down, oh, where is it? See, now it's a case of orientation mobility, which if you don't know is kind of the field of getting to know your surroundings and being familiar with a given area. which I am certainly not when it comes to this map. I feel like the tunnel, the Big Boy Tunnel, is maybe here somewhere, because it's kind of got a turn at both ends, and so we'll see if we can take a pass through that, meet up at this road, or maybe stop at the, is there a gas station down here that's close, so I could potentially swap the car, or at least repair the one I have beaten into submission. There's one hiding over here. Okay, we're gonna have the Aberdeen gas station. Set our GPS to go there, please. And apparently, usually if the arrows don't show up right away, it means you gotta whip yourself around, which apparently we do not have to do. Okay, now we're cruising.
Turn right.
Alright, and under all of the highways and things we shall go, and drive ourselves around a little more.
200 meters. Turn right.
I feel like I had some kind of point I was gonna make a moment ago,
Turn right.
before I lost my... Oh! Now, don't let me drive. That's kind of on you. You let me loose on the streets of Hong Kong. That's a big old bucket of your problem.
Turn left.
Crazy guy in a Beetle. Wee.
200 meters.
Oops.
Turn left.
Oops, again.
Turn left.
Reckless driving is my hobby.
Continue straight ahead.
It's fun, though. I mean, I think the potential in games like this is to give experiences to people who can't have them. So eventually, I really would like to get a wheel. I'm kind of looking at my options, doing some research, and maybe picking up a fun pair of driving gloves so I can pretend I'm all fancy, you know? And I can pretend I can drive. Oops. Probably shouldn't, but neither here nor there.
In 1.
Just minor car accidents.
Left.
It's fine. We'll get ourselves
In 800
in here for a minute now that the day is wearing on. That bloom effect is still there. It's just not usually quite as bad as you get into the later day and the nighttime.
Turn left.
Ow! Tally up the car accidents, folks. I'm pretty sure we're at, what, like 30? It's fine. Nah, we're still gonna go with this because I can.
200 meters. Turn left.
We'll swap cars at the gas station, then we'll head back to the hotel. Will be the plan.
In 800
Oh, that was all right.
Turn left.
A little Tokyo drift going on. Pretend I know what I'm doing. But I can't race other people. I had to have my fiance help me beat the race to get me into the Sharps clan because there was so much stuff to hit in that race. That's a whole nother can of worms, is the races and the accessibility there. I would love to see lots of improvements there, but I haven't really figured out how to articulate all of them yet, so that might be a separate video specifically on the races. This is just more about the game as a whole and what might be helpful.
Continue straight ahead.
Here, you know what we'll do here? I'm going to pull over again just for a moment. Oops, by hitting the wall. We're going to go over here. See, this is what I'm saying. I memorized the keystroke. We're going to put this thing into sport mode. Save that, which I remember is 2 clicks over. Now we can cruise with this thing. Open her up a little more. Especially because we're, you know, going to go through this crazy tunnel and whatnot. We got to get our speed up, you know. Drive like a maniac. It's kind of the objective of test drive, isn't it? Drive like a moron? Sting like a bee? Something like that? Alright. Here, get a listen to this. And if I let off... Woo! How about that? What a noise. Oops. Go to the speed trap and then immediately take somebody out. I'll go back to this view here and cruise through our tunnel as I take out any soccer moms and pedestrians. Luckily there's no pedestrians really in this game. Oops. Goodbye. Thanks for leaving. Love these tunnels though, it's fun.
In 1
Oops.
kilometer, turn left. In 800 meters,
Whoa!
turn left.
Big wreck. We'll swap into something more fun, or I don't know, debatably more fun.
400 meters,
Oh,
turn left. In 200 meters, turn left.
slow her down because we're gonna come into town here, the Aberdeen area of Hong Kong, which I don't know Hong Kong at all, but I love the districts. It's fun to explore around and
In 200 meters,
see what we can do.
turn right.
Whoa. Losing it. And we're gonna get a little bit of night driving in before the video is done here, which is fun. Whoa. As I lose the car and flip it around a corner. I feel like if you're gonna do a Beetle, you gotta do yellow, you know, or a bright color of some kind. I had it red for a bit. Just went and redid it. I like to do silly things in this game too, like drive like a normal person, or at least try to, you know, slowly cruising. And then when you go to a gas station, you don't have to do this, but I like to. Oops, well, I was messing with the view and then I crashed. But I like to pull in and shut off the engine as though I'm gonna go get gas for the car, and even if I'm gonna switch it, you know, just pretend.
Turn right.
It's fun for me because I can't do that for real. Oh, we were supposed to turn right back there, aren't you listening? Apparently not.
Turn left.
Yeah, I'm working on it, lady. Alright, I can't see nothing, but I think we're here.
You have arrived.
We are. The other thing I have a really hard time with the gas stations specifically is making sure I can get into the actual gas station. So we're gonna come up here, and you have to be in like the real spots that you would be in with your car, and very often I have a hard time to see them. I think what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna go right a little bit, whip ourselves around, and then oops. Are we even where I think we are? What's the deal here? It's apparently ahead of us and a bit to our right, which I thought I saw. Okay. We're gonna come ahead. And this gas, so I see the gas station sign, or I see something here. It certainly does say gas station. Am I... I'm doing my best here. See, the thing that's funny is I'm pretty sure it's directly to my left. I just need to have a spot where I can get in, which I can't do here. Let's try here. That'll do her. Get right in there. Oh, but we're still not exactly where we want to be. Let's go back Now go left. For you guys, you're probably screaming and going, it's right there. What are you, blind? Yeah. Just a bit. There it is. Worst parking job ever, but we're going to swap cars is what we're going to do. And we're going to swap into something that might have a little more kick to it. And I haven't really played with some of these cars very much at all. So we'll get this Chevy Corvette Z1 or 11LE from 2018. And we'll drive this back to the Solar Hotel. So step one, get her fired up, and we'll set our destination back where we started. Wrap up this here look at test drive and send you on your way. Whoops, except if I hit the right buttons, that'll be a lot easier to do. There we go. We did it. And listen to this thing. If I hold the handbrake, no upgrades, nothing. This thing's just a screamer. Now the problem I'm going to have, and one of the reasons I like to use third person when I leave a gas station specifically, is because I can never tell how the heck to get out of these things. And for you guys, again, that do this all the time, it's probably less of a problem, but when you don't drive, there's our arrows. No? It doesn't look like there's anything. Okay, we're going to go to the right. I'm working on it. I'm doing my best. Alright. This is really my first look at this Corvette, as I immediately take it out into a planter. I was trying to see if I could get over to the other side of the road, which we apparently can't do yet. Here we go. We'll take out a cone here.
Continue straight ahead.
There we go. I like this hood view for the most part. Alright. On the road again. Whoop. Count up the car accidents. Alright. It is fun to kind of cruise in something a little faster, that's for sure. And this isn't even in like sport mode or anything fancy like that yet. Alright, here we go. You know what? I want to do that again. We're going to go back. For one very specific reason. Now put this thing in something more fun in terms of Now I tend to like these dynamic modes because you get the faster acceleration. So we're going to try that one with this car here. Alright, here we go. Woohoo! Oh, this thing is very scary. Oh boy. Ah, I'm gonna hit something. Oh, big fear, big fear.
In 1 kilometer, turn left.
Well, we have to have gotten a good grade on the speed trap. Woo!
In 400 meters, turn left.
Oh, I was trying to slow down so I wouldn't get that guy. My bad.
Turn left. Continue straight ahead.
Well, that was a trip. Oh, yeah, that bloom effect really messes with my vision because I can't see when we go from light to dark, like, at all. And so it's really hard to differentiate obstacles, so we're gonna stick with our hood view, I think. As much as I do like the immersiveness of the cockpit views in TDU. Until they get that fixed, I have to steer away! Oh, speaking of steering away, very sad day in Hong Kong. 300 accidents in less than an hour. It's a travesty.
You have arrived.
And just like that, we roll back just about exactly to where we started. Here at the Solar Hotel. Head on in. My futuristic self, my fiance, helped me make a character that at least somewhat resembles my my real life appearance. Alright. One more thing to say about accessibility is the design of this hotel is aesthetically like a 12 out of 10. It's really fun. However, in terms of accessibility, excuse me, this took some learning. More specifically around, I'm told that this area right here, this little white circle, is eventually going to have a car in it, which is fine, but kind of messes with me. But we have these staircases, and for the longest time, what I would do is instead of going up them or down them, I would end up back in this here. I'm going to run here so we get a little faster. I would end up back here, if I can get back here, to like the desk and that kind of thing, which is a cool area to have. I wish you could like interact with it in some way. Oh, it's a bar. See? The things you learn. It's not the desk. I thought this was like the big check-in desk, you know. But that's okay. And it took me a while to kind of learn the layout of the Solar Hotel enough to navigate up to my room successfully. I kind of wandered around down in the lobby for quite a while when I first got the game. But now I know that these staircases mirror one another, and if I go up this one on the right, I'm close to the beauty salon where I could, you know, modify my character. And then across on the left, there is a clothing store. And so now I know where those are. And between the two, roughly over here, is the elevator to get to your room. And a lot of that I've just learned by, you know, repeating the process a few times. So, kind of fun stuff. And then you're up here in your room. I don't know what you can all do up here. If there's something specific, I don't really spend much time up here, so I don't know much about what you're supposed to do. I wish you could use the chairs and the couches and that sort of thing, but that's alright. This is just the starter room, nothing fancy. You can apparently get up to like the penthouse and stuff in due course, which is pretty cool. Still get an interesting view of some parts of something out there. But with all that said, I hope that rambly nonsense was entertaining or informative, or maybe just a touch bit of both. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, and if you have any questions, comments, queries, theories, concerns, driving tips, or anything else, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments section down below. Thank you for checking out another episode, of How Accessible Is, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.